But yeah, it was great that you mentioned engineering, because that nicely leads on to my next question, which was going to be about why did you decide to do electrical and electronic engineering?
Right. So, long story short, I grew up in Nigeria, but I only came to the UK like right before GCSEs. So, was that year 10 and 11? So, yeah. And obviously you had to pick like your GCSE subject or whatever. And then I was like, I don't know. So I read the description for design and technology. I was like, oh, that sounds really cool. So I picked that one. And then I think we went on like a school trip to, what was it, Range Rover? And then I saw like these robots like putting the cars together and stuff. And I was like, that's amazing. That's that's literally it. And then from there, I was like, okay, I think I want to do engineering. I think I was like, do I want to do mechanical or electrical and electronics? But I enjoyed the circuit building part of design and technology the most. So I was like, yeah, electrical and electronics engineering for me. And here we are. So yeah.
That's really good, because it's great to see that even with yourself, it was a just seeing the robots inspired you to get into the field, and I think that links back to what we were saying before about just having these opportunities, whether it's trips, going to see, I guess, whether it's how cars are made, or going to whether it's a wind turbine or things like that. It's always really good. I know for my master's, for my undergrad, I know one of the things on my course like to promote was that, hey, you get to go to Tenerife for your second year. So it was really good, and it was a good trip, because we got to there were issues with accommodation, but there was a good trip. Yeah, of course, honestly. But yeah, there was honestly, it was a good trip, because I got to see I think it was really, and it's, I guess, links to what you were saying before about seeing the knowledge that you learn, whether that's for your GCSE, A level, or university. That it's good to see the knowledge that you're learning in action. So I know, so I did GCSE for drama. I did drama for GCSEs and A levels, and I know that one of the things I always loved was going to see performances, because it was all this stuff, all these techniques and all these different styles you learn. You could then go to the theatre and be like, yeah, I can see that style. I can see how that would work for that type of genre that they're doing. And it was really interesting. And we always had to do assessments of you watch it, you write down how what you thought about it, and then you analyzed it. And I was like, hey, this is really interesting, because even if I don't say I want to be a theatre director or whatever, even that skill of just looking at something, describing the experience and then analyzing, the way that it went, is something that you do within STEM. So I think that's one of the good things of having, whether it's trips at a young age or stuff. I know I haven't been back for ages, but I know when I was growing up, I loved the Science Museum, because all the stuff in the Science Museum is just super fun. I love the gift shop as well, because a lot of the gifts in the gift shop of the Science Museum were 100% amazing. And I'd recommend for anyone who lives in London and has not been to the Science Museum, I don't know if they're open, but still, I would recommend checking it out. And they do stuff for adults. I don't know if they do it anymore because of COVID, but before COVID, I know it was either the Natural History Museum, the British Museum, or the Science Museum would let you stay overnight. So you just stay in you just stay in I don't know where it is, but you can stay overnight in the museum. And I thought this would be the Science Museum would be the best.
I did not know that.
Yeah, no, honestly,
open a new world. I'm going to go look it up after this episode.
No, definitely check it out, because I think my sister was telling me when I was younger, she was saying you can just stay over. I don't know what exactly you do. I know my sister was saying the London Zoo does the same thing of they don't do overnight at the zoo, but they do late night stuff. So you get to see I think she said people, they got to see some of the animals late at night, which she said was really cool. But she said also it's got, and I guess it's the same if you went to a museum, it's kind of got that eerie vibe where it's silent, you feel you're just, I don't know, if you walk too close to one of the exhibits, it might just break. But yeah, no, I definitely would recommend for anyone who's interested. And it's great to see that your experience at Range Rover led to you going into your field. But yeah, for the last question, we just want to ask you. It's been great to learn a lot about you and your story, and the things that organisations can do to promote women in STEM. But I'd just like to end the question segment before we go on to the passing the mic segment with: is there a quote or a saying that motivates you? Now, this can be motivation of the field. It could be related specifically to electrical and electronic engineering. It could be more broader, so just being a woman in STEM. It could even be broader than that, and just simply being a Black woman. Is there any quotes that, is there a quote or saying that motivates you?
Yes, there is, and it's actually, it's going to sound so corny, but it's actually a Bible verse, and I need to find it. Okay, there it is. It's from Proverbs, and it says, "Anxiety in a man's heart weighs it down, but a good, encouraging word makes it glad." And I think for me, that's something that I definitely stand by. I think I am one of like my main things. That doesn't even make any sense, but I love to encourage people. I want to be the sort of person that stands behind someone and sees them thrive and grow. And yeah, I think just encouraging someone and, making them happy, making them glad, making them feel comfortable in their space and being like, they can go for it, is like the kind of person that I want to be. So that is that's a quote that motivates me, I guess. Yeah.
No, thank you. And it's a very, very powerful one. And I think, like you said, especially we've seen over the last 2 years that having that kind word or that person support you, especially is needed, and is something that we probably took for granted before COVID. And this 2-year period has helped us to realize that whether it's a kind word or helping someone else with whether it's getting their groceries or going shopping for them or buying stuff for them or things like that, it's always great to have those encouraging moments. So yeah, that is perfect. And yeah, we're now going to go over to our new segment, passing the mic. So as you all know, we get our guest speakers for this segment to ask us questions, and I'm going to pass over to Joanna to ask us the question that she's prepared for me today. So Joanna, over to you. I'm officially passing the mic to you.
I'm officially the host of this podcast now. I'm kidding. Yeah, so my question for you was a very non-serious question. But if you like coffee, what is your go-to coffee order? Or if you don't like coffee, what is your favorite drink? I'm asking this question because I work part-time as a barista, and my brain is just filled with coffee information. So that's why I was like, oh, what's your favorite coffee? Anyways.
No, that's perfect. So it depends. The reason I say it depends is, so at home, and I'll hopefully get a picture of the thing appearing somewhere so our listeners and watchers can see it. But essentially, there's these coffee sachets that you can just buy, it's instant coffee. All you have to do is just pour hot water and that's it. So they do loads of flavors, but the ones that I think they're all lattes, but the ones that I like is the caramel and vanilla. The caramel one is really good because it's got that bit of sweetness, but it's not super sweet. So that's really good. But yeah, for me, I'd say my dad really likes black coffee. And I think sometimes when when it came to especially for when I was for my third year, when there might be nights when I was staying up doing my dissertation and stuff, I think black coffee can help as a first thing in the morning jolt to wake up. But yeah, I think on a more regular basis, if I was going to go to Starbucks and order coffee, probably just be a caramel latte, vanilla latte. I like a bit of sweetness when it comes to my drinks. But I guess non-coffee related, if I was going to order something, it usually is a hot chocolate, but it depends on where. So Cafe Nero, I think it was, no, it wasn't. No, it might have been Cafe Nero or Pret, like did this. I don't know if they still do it, but it's like really nice, like Christmas related. But I know sometimes they did it throughout the year because it was like a popular drink. But it was like this hot chocolate, and they just did it like really well because they like, so it was like normal hot chocolate, then it had like cream and then sprinkles. But they just did it like really well. That like when you drank it, it just like merged into one, and it was just like this perfect drink. So I guess if anyone's going to order from those two, I'd recommend like that drink. But I guess if it was Starbucks, I'd usually get like just a hot chocolate with whipped cream. Usually does the job for me. And then yeah, if it is a warmer time of the month, then yeah, caramel cream frappuccino with whipped cream on top is my go-to Starbucks drink. Yeah, I don't know what it is. I've just always loved it, especially even from like a young age. It would always like, if it was like usually sometimes like if my siblings pick me up on like a Friday, they might say, hey, you know, if you want a special treat, we can get it. And I was just like, yes, frappuccino. And yeah, it's just stuck for all that time. So yeah, I guess those would be my three favorite drinks to get from to order in general. But what about? I guess I know you didn't prepare for me to ask you this question. But what about you, Joanna? What's your favorite coffee related drink? And then what's your, I guess, your non-coffee favorite drink?
I'm very simple. I just like lattes, just a latte or a filter, depending on the day. Non-coffee Coke, a nice kind of Coke. Yeah, I just like caffeine. I'm a caffeine junkie.
That's honestly, I think as university students, sometimes feels like you have to be with it, especially when it comes to a master's. I think my friend and I were talking about it, that master's, it kind of just feels like, hey, you know, we're going to give you everything that you can do in 1 year, like all at the same time. So here's all this work, all this stuff, and I think it's just a thing of like like with the people on my course, we were saying it like towards the end of the year, that like end of last year, we were saying like, I can't believe that like the first term is gone, and technically we've only got like, I guess really like one more term of teaching, and then the rest is just like dissertation and exams. And we were all just like, yeah, that's kind of crazy. So yeah, so 100%. Sometimes you do need to be a bit of a, love your bit of caffeine to just, yeah. But no, thank you for letting me know your drink order. And I guess if there's anyone listening, feel free to put your drink, your favorite coffee related, or even if it's not coffee related drink, down below. But yeah, we're now going to go on to everyone's favorite and loved section, the MC of the Month section. And for today's episode, there's a lot of organizations, we've previously highlighted some as well, that do work for promoting women in STEM. But for this episode, as we're specifically talking about Black women in STEM, I thought I would look for one more related to that. And there's this great organization called Sistas in STEM. So that's Sistas is SISTAS in STEM. And essentially, they've got it in bold letters on their website. We amplify the voices of women in color in STEM because we need to be heard. And I think that's a very important thing. They've, like Joanna was saying, Black women have been, and women of color have been behind many of sciences, or I guess STEM advancements since, for a very long time, whether that's through, medicine, through engineering, whether it's space launches, major discoveries, things like that, there's been a lot done. And essentially, Sistas in STEM is a resource for Black women and women of color to be educated, connected, and empowered in their daily lives and their passion of STEM. They educate peers or on professional opportunities. So, if you're looking for any placements, or you're looking for any graduate opportunities, they educate you on those, career paths, scholarships that are available, and also STEM leaders who have paved the way. They have a great STEM community that you can connect to, mentors, future business partners, advocates, friends, and more. And they also empower women by sharing stories, careers, life advice to push one another towards their goals and well-rounded sense of self. So they've got like loads of resources that I definitely would recommend. They were founded by Brittany, who is the founder of them. She is a young woman herself navigating through STEM. She studied for her Bachelor in Science in Mechanical Engineering in 2016. Since then, she's been she's worked in different industries. She has a vision similar to Joanna's of putting women of color first in STEM. Uniting women to achieve this goal. So definitely check out their website. They have a lot there. They do also have. We seem to be talking a lot about podcasters today, but they do have a podcast themselves, which is called STEM Powered Women, and they do like a lot of different topics related to being a woman in STEM. So one of the ones they've got is side hustles and alternative careers in STEM. So I guess if there's anyone listening and you want to start your own side hustle or anything like that, definitely check it out. But as I said, the link will be in the description, and it's also going to be on their MC of the Month page as well. But yeah, we've officially come to the end of the episode. I want to say a huge thanks to Joanna for coming on and, telling us a bit more about her and her journey with the field of STEM. I think we've all learned a lot about how the future of STEM could look like if we make a few of these changes. And yeah, I guess I just want to say a huge thanks again for all the information you've given, Joanna. It's been really great to talk to you and to learn a bit more about you.
Thank you very much for having me as well. It's been an honor to be on your podcast.
You're very welcome. And I guess before you go, we just want to know, is there, you spoke about your social enterprise. How can our listeners or our viewers, how can they find your social enterprise? Do you have an Instagram page or any other pages that they should know about? Can they subscribe anywhere? Things like that.
Yes, so our Instagram page is at Tiko_STEM. So if you just follow us on Instagram, that would be awesome. And we also have a podcast called Tiko Time on Spotify. And also it will be, and it's also on Anchor FM. So if you go on our Instagram, the link is just there on our page. And yeah, we talk about a lot of stuff about uni, about how to just navigate life as a uni student, as a Black woman, that kind of thing. So please check out our Instagram and our podcast. Yep, that'll be great.
Perfect. Thank you. And as always, everyone, if you enjoyed today's episode, a like, comment, and subscribe is always appreciated. Feel free to check out, our Patreon page as well, because we'll be putting all our additional content there as well. So if you want to know more about Joanna, maybe you've even got a question for Joanna that you want to do on our monthly Q&As, feel free to check it out. And then, yeah, we will hopefully see you all in the next episode of Pick Up the Mic. So that's bye from me. Hope you're having a nice day. Look after yourselves, and we will see you all soon.